No. I know I am, but...
I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the circumstance. Like, a lot of my friends can walk into like a club, and next thing you know, they're on the table dancing. Like, center of attention. I'm not gonna mention any names, Gabe, but
Well, now he's gonna be like, David Williams.
come on, he knows. Everyone knows. He's like a natural-born star, I mean, and he loves that. For me, I'm more like the dude that like hangs back a little with my drink and kind of scopes it out. But if we get into conversations, I know, like, I love to converse with people and learn about them and talk about things. But I'm not like I'm not a pole dancer.
Darn it, no.
I mean, not this year. I mean,
not this year, of course, right?
Unless
that song comes on that you like, you're like, that's my jam.
Yeah. It's like, unless Shania Twain, and then I feel like a woman comes on, then all bets are off.
Like comparatively, right?
Like I'm like on the bar, kicking over glasses and like doing my thing. Just hope, like that's what you have to look forward to if you go to see the tour after the shows. Steer clear of Shania Twain for both of our sakes.
Okay. I'll make sure to remember that.
Yeah.
So what's the most spontaneous thing you've done besides Shania Twain dancing?
That's it. That takes the cake right there. I don't know. Spontaneous.
Like just randomly waved at cars, maybe people.
I've done so much crazy stuff. I'll say, you quote, so much crazy stuff that I can't even think of one.
That's
so
a lot. Well,
I don't know about that.
Being not spontaneous wouldn't be fun then.
I mean, we do, like, it usually happens on tour, like crazy nights when it's like it's like I just want to go back to the bus or back to the hotel, sleep. I'm tired. That's what's good for me. Have a chilled out night.
Right.
And then something happens where like something in me flips. Like someone says, "We're going here." And, it's like do or die. You have to make that choice. I figure that you'll have more experiences being spontaneous, and there's more material for me to write about if I go out and experience things. But when I'm home, I'm like the least spontaneous dude on the planet. Like when I'm home, I'm not leaving my house. I live in the suburbs. I'm not leaving. I'm not coming to the city.
Right.
Like this is a big step for me coming here.
Talk to me. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was the first concert you went to? First
ever concert I ever went to was probably at the Fireside Bowl in Chicago. I saw this band called MU330. It was like a ska band, and their horn player. There would be a section of the show where where the horn player would like break out a chainsaw. And that was crazy. I was like, this is what live music is. This is nuts. And this band Lawrence Arms played, which I loved growing up. So I grew up going to like punk rock shows.
Right.
I didn't really go to like see Creed or anything like that.
Not many people do, but
well, at one point people did, and that was the point in time when people definitely did go see Creed. But
it's too mellow for me. It's like, I don't know, like Creed would be too boring, I think.
Come on, that's not boring. It's riveting.
It's not. To some people, but I don't know. Like, it was the first show I went to, my parents took me to was Kids.
Cool.
It was the farewell tour like 12 years ago.
Not so much a farewell tour.
No. I'm like, what a ripoff. Gosh, I bugged her for tickets. And then she's like, oh, they're not saying farewell now, but...
Yeah. Well, that's where I started out in, the punk rock, indie rock shows that I would go to. So I didn't really see like a proper show at like big places until like we ended up playing big places.
Right.
So, but since then I've seen a lot of really fantastic shows. You know, I've seen Arcade Fire. We've played with Muse and Arcade Fire overseas, so it's just like, you know, pretty amazing. But early on, it was pretty much just $8 punk rock shows. Fell in love with those bands. Our favorite bands would come to town. Like Brand New would come to town back, way back in the day, and then we would just get there as it was selling out. It was like Brand New and Take It Next Sunday we're playing. You know, shows like that is what I used to go to a lot.
Right. So what's your favorite music video you've done? Like the one you've had the most fun making?
Probably Everything We Had, that video. I'm actually making a music video today. I'm going to make it. And I hope that one trumps all other music video experiences, which it probably will. But Everything We Had was great. It was also the most challenging because I had to learn how to sing Everything We Had backwards. I learned how to sing Take the Pain Out of Love and Love Won't Exist backwards. Which I think I still remember. It's like Cisne Valniven all the Valniv pickets. So if you reverse that, it'll be something like Take the Pain Out of Love and Love Won't Exist. But that was a lot of fun to do that.
What's our favorite one you've been in? Like we made guest appearances in videos or?
Doing the 16 Candles video, being a vampire was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Are you a vampire fan?
Yeah. But I don't like the Twilight stuff at all.
Nobody does.
Here's the deal. It's like, come on. I'm like like I said, I keep on bringing up this purist thing. But I'm a vampire purist. I'm like Anne Rice vampires.
Right.
Like they have fangs, man. You know, like I don't know how to tell you
blood.
this.
They're not like.
Yes, they are blood suckers, and they have fangs, and they can't go out in the sun. They don't glitter, you know.
They don't sparkle and shine.
I mean, yeah. I'm just happy that that's over. It's over, right? It's done. Are they done with those?
What? The Twilight?
I want to get a song in that movie, but like, fuck, it's over now. It's over now. I'm never gonna get a song.
Don't count it out. They might be like, make a new movie and then you can be in the movie and have your vampire song.
I've already gone on the record with you guys about hating it, so it's not that I hate it. It's just
No,
I'm not really
like-
that into it. Like I prefer
Like Dracula.
30 Days of Night.
I love that
You
movie.
know, I prefer, the Dracula story is really good. I like that show True Blood. It's like kind of a guilty pleasure because it's kind of horrible, but it's kind of good at the same time. But actually, my favorite vampire stories are, I have a friend that writes novels and makes films. His name's Nathan Rand, and he writes the best that I've seen. And like, he wrote a script years ago that he asked me to read and wanted me to play the lead in this vampire story. And it was awesome. Like, I was like front to back, boom, done with it. And I was just like, wow, this is an amazing script. This thing has to get made. And then like 6 months later, Twilight's getting made. So it's like oversaturation of the market. You know, enter a zillion vampire movies and stories and shows. But, you know.
But at least there's still some that don't sparkle in the sunlight that they're making shows about.
Like every single other one of them, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I guess I can say this. It does make it unique. It's a unique vampire story that there's this, that like they kind of, you know, expose the lore that like, oh no, that's just vampire lore. We don't really have fangs. We don't, you know, yes, we can go out at night or in the sunlight, etc., etc.
Right.
You know. So it's unique. I'll give them that.
Well, and then I was going to ask you about your single for Compromising Me, because I guess you are making a video for it then.
Today, yeah.
So are you excited about that? Did you like come up with the idea or?
Yeah, I sat down with a group of my most creative friends, and we actually had a little meeting like this, but it was darker and alcohol was involved. And we came up with this really great concept, and you'll see. I can't really say too much about it yet until it comes out, but it'll be a quick turnaround. So the video will likely be out the week that we release the EP, so, or the week after.
Okay. Are you into any like bands or artists lately?
Yeah, I mean Carousel and Mondo and Mansions, obviously. Those two bands or artists I'm really into. I'd say there's this singer named Kimbra that I'm really into right now. It's like just starting to happen for her here in the States, but she had a lot of success in like New Zealand, Australia. It's a really cool band called the New Beat Fund that I'm really into. They're from LA. They have a really cool video for this song called Scare Me that I like a lot. What else? There are others as well, but those are like the few that are like on the tip of my tongue right now.
Right. So what do you listen to that might surprise people? Like, do you listen to certain bands that people are like, oh, I didn't really listen to?
I mean, I like a good amount of country music. Actually, I do. What are you laughing at?
Because that's all he listens to.
Oh, really? There you go. Which I think is kind of surprising for people, but I spent a lot of time in Nashville. And Nashville's like my home away from home, and might be my home soon anyway. But I love it there. I mean, it's incredible, and it's not just country music that comes out of Nashville. I mean, my record was produced in Nashville. It's not country, but when it's done right, I mean, there's some really fantastic artists that I never would have been open-minded enough to be exposed to. That's like radio-wise, that's all that's on radio here. So there's that. I mean, I love Rihanna. I think she's really talented. I'm trying to think of some others like.
Don't say Justin Bieber, please don't.
No, I don't listen to the Biebs. I've got nothing against the Bieber. I think that he's kind of funny.
It's not your thing.
Yeah, I mean, why would it be my thing?
Right.
In my mid-20s, I'm like what? Like, I don't relate.
I know some people who still listen to him, like, me and them.
That's fine, it's fine. I mean, and that's great. And he's super talented. He's a talented kid, for sure. Absolutely talented. But, yeah, it's not really mine. It doesn't get me going.
So if you could make a soundtrack to your life, what would you put on it?
I would put Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, The Cure. I'd put The Strokes on it, probably. I'd put The Killers on it. This is for the times in my life that have really changed me and helped me love music. Stone Temple Pilots, pretty much anything from Purple or Tiny Music from the Vatican Gift Shop. And Pearl Jam, probably anything after 10 was a big deal for me, but then after 10 they made a lot of really great records. That's what I loved about STP and Pearl Jam particularly, is because they didn't, Alice in Chains, I felt like did the 90s thing and they just kept doing the 90s thing.
They're still doing the 90s thing though.
Right. But you look at STP, their sound evolved and they started writing really great pop songs as well. Really great songs, well crafted tunes. And Pearl Jam, I've always been a huge fan of Eddie Vedder's lyrics. I think he's a fantastic lyricist. And just to see that they weren't afraid to embrace what their taste was,
right,
and how it was evolving with the sound of what's naturally happening with years passing. Years pass, things change. I'm not talking about chasing down trends. I'm talking about embracing your own taste. Embrace the taste.
Is there a certain band you want to play with in your life, eventually?
Yeah, yes. I would like to play with. I'm trying to think of bands that I haven't played with. Killers would be great. If they make another record, or Brendan Flowers does more solo stuff. I mean, I'm a big fan of him. You know, other than that, like Andrew McMahon is a guy that is really amazing, and I've always, like, we've